What's up, you guys? So today we're finally giving the car its new look with the help of my sponsor AeroLution. We will be installing a Yofer designed front lip for the 2025 Honda Civics, and then we also have the Yofer V1 side skirts and the Yofer V2 diffuser, which is all from AeroLution as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox everything. Now, I think I'm going to start with the front lip since it's the smallest box out of all of them. Lots of padding in here, which is good. And we got some hardware in this little Ziploc bag, and then the front lip itself. And last but not least, some goodies from AeroLution actually. Thank you guys for the goodies. Let's go ahead and unbox the front lip itself. Here we go. And here is the corners. So this is a 3-piece front lip, and it's made out of lightweight PP material and gloss black, which is the same for the side skirts and diffuser. And I actually like how simple this looks, and I realized that this will use all screws and no 3M tape, which is different from my old diffuser on my 2022 Honda Civic Sport, which was the Yofer designed V3 front lip. And that one used a combination of screws and 3M tape. But this seems to be a pretty simple install, and I love how sleek this looks. You know, like Yofer killed it with the design once again, and I've been wanting to get one, and here it is. I can't wait to get this thing on and see how it looks on the car. But let's go ahead and unbox everything else, and we'll go from there. Let's unbox this one. This one came in kind of open already, but I'm hoping it's not damaged, which I don't think it is since everything is so well packaged. But I believe this is the diffuser. Go ahead and take it out one by one. Got another envelope from AeroLution, and these are the corner spats, which I am familiar with, and some more hardware for the diffuser itself, and some 3M tape in here, which we'll use for later. So I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap these one by one. I actually like how it's like triple packed. We have the Yofer bag, then we also have the bubble wrap and more wrapping, which is good. So once again, here are the corner spats, looking really clean. And these were the same from my sport build, and I just love how this thing looks. And in black, it looks so much more stealthy. And here it is. And what I like about this is that they already have the holes ready for you for the screws, so you know where to screw the part on. And that's also with the corner spats. They'll also have everything pre-holed for you, which is nice. And as well as the front lip as well. Everything on there is pre-drilled, which is nice, so you don't have to drill the spots before you put on the screws itself. And last but not least, we have the side skirts, which is a really long box, but it's completely fine. And in the box we have some more hardware and another goodies envelope from AeroLution. And here is the Yofer V1 side skirt. This thing is so nice. And everything, once again, is really well packaged, and there's no damage on everything. So for the side skirts, I did go with the Yofer V1 version since I really like the OEM design, and this was relatively close to that, but in a more aggressive way. And the diffuser, which is the V2 version, I wanted the V1, but it's just so tough to find that version nowadays. And I couldn't help but get this one again, just because it looks so clean on my sport build before. Anyway, enough talking, let's install everything and I'll guide you guys on how to do so. Then afterwards, I'll get some shots of the car with everything on, and I'll see you guys there. So for the front lip, it's just gonna go right on here, and it is gonna have 6 screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. So you're just gonna go ahead and drill that in, and it'll be the same on the left side of the car. So it's gonna go on like this, and then you're just gonna drill it underneath, and we'll do the same for the other side. Before you drill anything, by the way, make sure that it is aligned just like so, and then just move along the side of the lip here when you're screwing it on. You should be good. So that's the one on the right. We're gonna go ahead and do the same on the left side. And we have been using the black screws for this one because we're gonna use the silver ones for the middle part of the front lip. Both of the sides are done. All we need to do is the middle part. And my suggestion is that when you're drilling this in, make sure you don't over drill it, meaning you don't over tighten the screw on here. As long as it feels pretty snug on there, you should be all good. So now for the middle part, there are going to be 3 screw holes here and here, and then on this side as well. And then we're going to use the silver provided screws on those ones. And then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more of the black screws to finalize everything. And that should be it for the front lip. Let's go ahead and screw this one on. And it should fit perfectly with this other part. And then we'll screw it on. Now we just got to drill the rest in. So there we go. We have everything screwed in. Now all that's left to do is to put on the Yofer emblem on here. And I suggest using some alcohol to wipe it clean before putting on the logo. Just gonna put this on. Nice and flush here. I'm gonna peel this off. There we go. So that's the Yofer front lip for the 2025 Civics. And this thing looks so damn clean. Yeah, super simple install. Just a lot of screws, and let's go ahead and install the rest. So as for the side skirts, I suggest wiping this down with alcohol just to clean it up, because we'll be putting 3M tape here and along the side of this whole part right here. And then we have a couple screws on the bottom, one here and then one here. So I'm just going to use some alcohol, clean this up. Now we're going to get one roll of the 3M tape. And we're just going to put some along the bottom of this part right here all the way down. So we got some 3M tape here and along the side of the whole thing all the way down. And you're just going to do this for the other side skirt as well. A little tip when taking out the 3M tape, do it into sections and peel off a little bit on some parts of it so it's easier to take off later. And then before we put the side skirts on, there is going to be a screw here which I took off already. I'm going to go ahead and take that off because we're going to put this over the side skirt, and then we'll drill this on to the side skirt. And before you guys line up the side skirts, I do suggest wiping this down with alcohol or just a rag, just so it's clean and there's no dirt around it, so the 3M tape can stick on with no problem. Now we're just going to take the side skirts and line it all up. And when lining this up, I do suggest having your door open so that it's easier for everything to go over. And then once you have everything aligned, you just want to carefully pull out the tape. There we go. Everything is all lined up now. And then what's left to do is to screw the 2 screws at the bottom And then we're also going to screw the screw we took out from over there. Now we're just going to put the screw back here. So once you have those screws back on, we're just going to go ahead and screw the bottom 2 screws, and that should be it for the side skirts. Just go ahead and drill in the 2 screws down here. And there we have it. So that's the Yofer V1 side skirts, and pretty simple install as well. Everything's pretty lined up. Now the last one we're going to do is the diffuser. Get a visitor again. Kitty. So before we do the diffuser, we're going to do the side spats first, just so it's easy to line up everything, because this will pretty much guide you where the diffuser is going to go. And so before we put any 3M tape, once again, just put some alcohol on here and then wipe it off nice and clean. And then I'll show you guys how to put it on. So for this one, we are going to put 3M tape all along here on the edges. And then you'll do that for both of the corner spats. So the 3M tape will look like this, and then we're just going to align it to the side of the diffuser where it's going to go, and then we're going to drill this part in underneath the rear bumper. So before putting the corner spats on, I suggest also alcohol swiping everything back here, just so it's clean and there's no debris or any dirt on here. And on both sides of the rear bumper, you are going to have to take this screw right here off, which will have to screw on this part of the corner spat. And I took some of the cover of the 3M tape off just so it's easier to take off. So once you have that screw off, you go ahead and put on the corner spat here. Just gonna line it up. And when pushing on the corner spat, you want to be pretty firm on it so there's no gaps in between the tape or anything whatsoever. And once you have everything lined up, we're going to put back the screw once again. There we go. So the screw's back on, everything's lined up, there's no gaps, and then there is going to be one screw hole down here that we'll need to drill into, and then we'll move on to the diffuser. So there's going to be a pre-drilled hole here. Just going to take one of the black screws and then we'll screw it on here, and it'll be the same for the other side. So there we have it, corner spats are on. Now it's going to be easier to line up the diffuser with it, and then just make sure everything is clean over here, and let's get to the diffuser. So for the diffuser, what you want to do is you want to clean up these sides here and here and all the way around, which is where we'll put the 3M tape. And then you also want to clean up this part right here where the LED goes, LED third brake light, and then we'll put 3M tape on here as well. So here it is. I have 3M tape all around the edges here, and I did break a couple of the cover just so it's easier to take off. Now we're going to go ahead and put this 3M tape onto this part for the third brake LED light. There we go, we have it centered, and then we'll remove this part later once we put the LED brake light. We're going to line everything up, and I did use a painter's tape just to kind of give me an idea of where the middle of my exhaust is and the middle of where the LED third brake light should be, just so I don't misalign everything and have the plastic melt, which I don't think it will. And we'll go from here, and I'll show you guys where I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my best to line this up, and it is easier to have someone else with you, but for me, I'm just going to go ahead and get everything lined up as best as I can on here. So here we go, no gaps in between, and then you are gonna need to screw one screw over here, one here, and one underneath here, And then the other one is right under here. And once you have that, we're pretty much set with the diffuser. All we need to do is the third brake light. So let's go ahead and do that part. Now for the third brake light, we are just going to take this part off. And then we're just going to align this guy right here. And then put this through this little slot right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this through. And I do suggest wiping this part down with alcohol as well, just so it's not filled with debris or anything. And then we're just going to go ahead and line this up and give it a nice firm press on here, just so it sticks on really well. And we'll go ahead and take this protector off here. There we go, looks pretty good. So what we're going to do with this wire now is that we're going to have to put it through underneath here, and then we are going to have to take this out, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So first we're just going to take this panel off. Just use a clip tool removal. Should be fairly easy to take off. Here we go. Once you have that cover off, we're just going to take these two bolts off right here, and these two bolts you'll need a 8mm socket just to take them off, and it should be fairly easy. And then once you have those two bolts off, you want to be really gentle when taking this out. You just kind of want to pry this way little by little, and it'll come off. There we go. And I suggest getting a microfiber towel just to kind of lay over on this side right here so you don't scratch your taillights. Now for the wire that you are going to go and direct through the rear bumper here, I just used my long magnetic tool, and I kind of zip tied it or used that thing right here just to kind of get it through, and then you should be good. So from here you're going to see two wires. So you're going to unplug the one that has the black clip on here, which is for the taillight whenever you use the brakes. Then we're going to grab our harness that was with the diffuser, and what we're going to do is we're going to connect this one right here to this part, and you'll hear a click sound just like that. And then this part we're going to go ahead and attach to this end right here, and you'll also hear a click noise, and that should be good. And then the last one is this long one, which is for the wire that we routed through the rear bumper. Then you'll also hear a little snap in there. You should be pretty much set to go. Now before you put the assembly back, you want to make sure that your brake lights and the third brake light works. So make sure you do that first, and then go ahead and zip tie everything nice and neat in here so it's not everywhere. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and test it real quick before we put the taillight assembly back. So once you put back the taillight assembly, it'll look something like this. And I did want to show you guys one thing with the front lip real quick. Alright, so for those who plan on getting this front lip, here's a little quick tip. You don't have to do this whatsoever. I personally just wanted to do it. I put on a rubber molding all around the edge here, and as you can see, it's pretty flush on there. And just in case if I scrape, this will take it on instead of the front lip itself. And I was pretty skeptical about it, but this was 10 feet long and it fits all of the front lip here. And I originally wanted to get those scrape guards that were like blocks, but there's no surface to put that on here. So these worked pretty well. It works great, and I suggest making sure cleaning it with alcohol once again and heat treating everything along with the side skirts and diffusers, just so the 3M tape sticks on much longer and stronger. I'll make sure to link this down below for you guys if you plan on actually doing this like I did. But let me show you some shots, and here's the final results of everything. So that's the install for the Yofer design front lip kit for the 2025 11th Gen Honda Civics and the Yofer design V1 side skirts, as well as the Yofer design V2 diffuser with the third brake light. It was all pretty simple, and as you can see, there's a good amount of space between the exhaust and the diffuser, so no melting going on whatsoever down here. But just make sure you really clean the surfaces that you're putting on the 3M tape and heat treat everything to make the adhesive stick on much stronger. Other than that, everything turned out great. You know, everything looks so clean and flush, especially the front lip. It's simple and yet aggressive, and it just sits so well with everything else I put on the car. Big shout out to my sponsor AeroLution for the fast shipping and great packaging of all the parts. And thank you guys for making this happen for me and helping me make my build even better than before. Anyways, make sure you guys use my code CIVIC08 to get a discount on your orders with AeroLution. And thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any further questions down below. As always, stay safe and drive safe out there, you guys. I'll see you on the next one.